do you believe in the notion that your thoughts can shape your destiny? But if you truly believe in that idea, then why aren't you leveraging the infinite potential of your mind to design the life of dreams for yourself? If thousands of others like you are relishing in their desired reality, then what is keeping you chained to your limitations? You see, there are two ways to go about your life. First is to accept things as they are and exist as a mere bystander, while the drama of your life unfolds on the stage. The drama may start to haunt you at one point, but you are not the one writing the script, acting in the scenes, or even attempting to direct where it goes next. This is what you are doing right now, and I assume it's not giving you much happiness or joy, or even money and material success for that matter. Isn't that so? Still, you cling to it because this is the easier way, and most people therefore subscribe to this mode of living unconsciously. They let things happen to them and react, complain, blame to evade responsibility. Once you take on the role of a passive observer, you relinquish your power and allow life and 3D circumstances to dictate your journey. And then you are reduced to a powerless spectator rather than an active participant in your own life. This also means that you are now unconsciously allowing external forces to shape your destiny without ever stepping up to take charge. Sure, it is the path of least resistance, but it is also mired in the regret of missed opportunities, and the weight of regret often becomes heavier as we age. But luckily, there exists another path for you or for anyone else looking to bring a 180-degree shift in their life. The path of magic and adventure, a few risks and infinite rewards. This way is to assume responsibility and become the architect of your life. It is to embrace the God-given power of being the co-creator of your own experience in this time-space continuum you inhabit. This path is tricky, comes with its own sets of challenges, and often demands you to believe in things you cannot see, touch, or taste with your senses yet. It really is the road less traveled, and it demands courage, resilience, and the willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. Also, it requires a total paradigm shift and moving away from the life of victimhood. But the results are well worth it. The life you have always dreamed of, the wealth, the success, the love, and the happiness you desire, exists on the other side of your comfort zone and familiar life. That kind of wealth, abundance, and joy is created by those who choose to take responsibility and take action, who refuse to settle for mediocrity and instead aim for greatness. And there is a not-so-secret yet highly underrated method that could become your greatest ally in doing so. It's a powerful tool of visualization. But this video is not about the basics of visualization. We have covered them extensively in part 1. This second part is especially for you if you are still struggling with the process of visualization. There might be a few common mistakes you are making but are unaware of on a conscious level. So today, you will get to know about some prerequisites for making your visualization successful, and then an advanced protocol that you can start incorporating to see real changes as early as the next 48 hours. If you are interested in changing the trajectory of your otherwise mundane life for something magical, then this video is for you. So, without wasting any time, let's delve right into it. Have you ever wondered why so many top-class athletes and champions use visualization? What is it about this specific technique that has led to widespread adoption among high performers, from Olympic athletes to entrepreneurs? And what is so special about this specific technique that almost everyone believes in its authenticity? To truly appreciate the power of visualization, and its profound impact on the human brain, you first have to understand a key component of our brain function, the Reticular Activating System, or RAS. Those who do not know much about visualization or haven't ever dug deeper into its workings often dismiss it as wishful thinking or a new age gimmick. But in reality, it's a strategy backed by solid science and research. The key to effectiveness of visualization lies in the way our brains filter information. We live in a world awash in sensory stimuli. Every second, there are millions of cues in our immediate environment that have the potential to activate our senses. Sights, smells, sounds, and textures. They all are vying for our attention. From the buzz of the crowded highway to the scent of the fragrance your colleague is wearing today, the brain receives a lot of information every single second of your waking hours. If the brain tried to process each and every sensory input, it would become overwhelmed too quickly. The sheer volume of stimuli would paralyze our ability to function, making it nearly impossible to focus on what truly matters. This is why we have our Reticular Activating System in place. The RAS acts as a sophisticated filter. It sorts through the sensory overload and determines which pieces of information are most important to us at that given point in time. Meanwhile, it also helps us focus on what's needed by prioritizing the stimuli that align with our goals, interests, and immediate needs. It really is because of your RAS that you can concentrate on a conversation with a loved one, navigate through a busy street, or even focus on your goals and vision for life. And this is where the link becomes RAS and visualization becomes irrefutable. If you have clear objectives to pursue, you can train your brain, specifically the RAS filter, to assist you in spotting any opportunities related to that particular objective. But how do you train this filter? That's right, through the practice of effective visualization, which we will learn more about in just a few minutes. The human brain, although incredibly powerful, cannot differentiate between an experience and a vividly imagined one. Both stimulate similar neural pathways in our brain. Every time we imagine something in great detail, like recalling an event that actually happened to us in real life, or just a hypothetical scenario we conjure up in our mind, our brain activates the regions that signify as if we were physically experiencing that event. Like, when an aspiring entrepreneur wishes to grow and scale the business, he would visualize the successful completion of all the goals that relate to a flourishing business. In the mind's eye, he will see himself and practice the feeling of meeting potential clients, securing deals, or launching a new product. This repeated mental imagery trains the RAS to recognize circumstances that align with the specific goals they are trying to achieve. Once the RAS becomes fully trained, it eventually forces and assists the individual to notice networking events, new contacts, or key opportunities that might otherwise go unnoticed. In fact, studies have shown that athletes who use visualization techniques perform better in the field. The brain processes the imagined event in a similar manner as it processes actual events, which means the body can learn and practice movements and skills mentally before doing them in the real world. Therefore, visualization is more than a technique for manifestation. It is based on peer-reviewed science. So, the next step is to learn to use it to your greatest advantage. But before we do that, there are 3 prerequisites for a successful visualization practice that you must know and embody as early as possible. First prerequisite: understand and accept the relation between the causal and the effect plane. For centuries, we have been fooled into viewing the mind and body as separate entities, with our thoughts and emotions considered abstract and disconnected from the physical world. This is the dilemma of a common man. But in every society since the very beginning, there have existed the rare few who dare to look beyond the given. They challenge the status quo, if not publicly, then at least in their heads, and set new rules for their lives. They knew and understood something that the majority doesn't, and therefore they rose to heights of material and spiritual wealth which is impossible to even mentally conceive for a common man. Also, the ancient wisdom from the sages and modern quantum physics echo the same notion. Mind and matter are intrinsically connected through invisible threads of energy, and it is the mind that influences matter, not the other way around. Once you understand this powerful phenomenon, you will begin to believe much more strongly in the impact of visualization. And the more you believe in something, the faster it works for you. It's just the plain old placebo effect at play here. This concept of mind creating and influencing matter is rooted in the idea that there are basically two planes of existence, the causal plane and the effect plane. The causal plane is your inner world, the realm of your mind composed of your thoughts, beliefs, and states of consciousness. On the other hand, the effect plane is your physical world of 3D and senses. This plane contains everything we know of in our material world. These two planes work in tandem to bring about change in our world. The causal plane holds the potential for all creation, while the effect plane is where that potential manifests into tangible form. So, when we visualize, we make real-time changes in the causal plane of thoughts, beliefs, and consciousness. By visualizing our desired outcomes, we are essentially imprinting our minds with images, emotions, and intentions that will gradually translate into the material world or the effect plane. Neville Goddard explained the same concept saying, "Stop trying to change the world since it is only the mirror. Man's attempt to change the world by force is as fruitless as breaking a mirror in the hope of changing his face. Leave the mirror and change your face. Leave the world alone and change your conceptions of yourself. The reflection then will be satisfactory. However, when understanding the relationship between mind and matter, it is vital to be aware of the fact that the moment we put a thought in the mind is not when it will manifest into matter. There is a buffer of time between the two, the cause and the effect. This gap and space between the mental and the physical is intentional and serves a greater purpose. This buffer of time allows for a few key things to happen before the full manifestation of your desire happens in the 3D realm. First, it gives your mind the opportunity to fully align with the goal and commit to it on a deeper level. It's not enough to simply think about something once and have it manifested. Imagine what a mess that would create for us, because we mostly think negative thoughts and visualize worst-case scenarios. The mind needs to marinate on the desire, build belief around it, and work through the various layers of possibility. Second, this buffer period provides a vital moment for your growth and refinement. It forces you to be patient and gives you the space to evolve as a person. Sometimes you might not be ready for the gift you seek, and therefore the universe gives you that time to be fully prepared to receive that particular manifestation. Do you know how many lottery winners go broke a year after hitting the jackpot? It's a shocking statistic. It happens because they don't have the mental, emotional, or practical preparation to manage their wealth. In a way, the lottery win came too soon for their level of financial literacy or personal growth. Another great way to understand this idea is through the example of a seed and a plant. The day you put in the seed is not the day you get a fully grown plant. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a plant, the desires and intentions we set through visualization need time to manifest in the physical world. Therefore, patience and consistency are key to this process. Second prerequisite: acknowledge that when you visualize, you are interacting with the infinite intelligence that creates the universe. Visualization, when done right, is much more than just a mere mental rehearsal that you would do as a chore or a duty. It rather is a deeply transformative process that aligns the individual with a higher, universal energy, which many people describe as divine light, universal consciousness, or cosmic intelligence. This cosmic intelligence is behind all creation. It is the very source of life, and therefore, you must be conscious of the fact that anything is possible when you interact with this intelligence. Your biggest goals, dreams, and desires have the potential to manifest only if you allow the light of the universe to flow through you without obstruction. This means every time you visualize, you must willingly enter into a state of receptivity, openness, and humility. Let go of the pettiness. Let go of the limited emotions. You are engaging with the God force, so be your exalted, expanded, unlimited self. A successful visualization practice demands purity of thought and intention. That is non-negotiable. If you are bringing in emotions such as jealousy, resentment, or anger into your visualization practice, you are muddying the waters of divine creation. These negative emotions will create discord in your mind and energy field, limiting your ability to channel the light that can manifest your desires. Also, don't attempt this practice from a place of lack or with the intention of manipulating others. In this expansive universe, everything is interconnected because everything is one. So, the moment you harbor ill feelings toward others, you create disharmony within yourself and the world around you, which will impact your manifestation rate. On the other hand, if your intentions are pure without underlying tones of manipulation or lack, the energy that flows through your visualization is very potent and powerful, which accelerates the process of manifestation on your behalf. In simpler words, you must only be focusing on the positive outcomes of your visualization, not just for personal gain, but for the good of others and the world around you. For instance, if you are visualizing success in your career, think about how your success can positively impact those around you, whether it be through providing jobs, sharing knowledge, or contributing to your community. Don't ever think that you need that success to bring someone down or manipulate someone, because the moment you do so, you cut yourself off from the divine light of creation. Third prerequisite: leave the how to the universe. Many people, especially when they are new to the practice, feel compelled to control every aspect of how their desires will manifest. Have you been doing that too? Because of this insatiable hunger to control things, you may have become fixated on specific outcomes or worry about the details of how things will unfold. And that is one of the primary reasons visualization doesn't work for the majority. They try to control everything. They try to predict how their desire would come about with their conscious mind, which in any way is severely limited as compared to the all-knowing subconscious mind. Once you have clearly visualized your desired outcome, you should leave the rest to the universe. It is important to release attachment to the how of it all. The universe has infinite wisdom and intelligence at its disposal, and it knows far better than your limited mind about how to bring about the most favorable conditions for your desires to manifest. Think of visualization as placing an order at a restaurant. When you order your meal, you don't ever worry about how the chef will prepare it, whether the ingredients are available, or when it will be served. You simply make your request and trust that the restaurant staff will take care of the rest. And guess what? Exactly the same order in the right quantity shows up at your table every single time. Similarly, in the process of visualization, once you have set your intention and clearly visualize your desired outcome, trust that the universe will bring it to you in the right way and at the right time. That might not be a time you expect it to happen, but it will be the right time nonetheless. So, why not let the universe surprise and delight you? Letting go of the how also signifies that you are now releasing all the resistance around your desire. And resistance often stems from fear, doubt, or impatience, all the low vibrational emotions. To overcome this tendency, you must learn to let go of the need to control every aspect of the process. The advanced protocol for effective visualization. Step 1. Focus on the feeling, not the image. One common mistake most people make in their practice of visualization is that they get too attached to the idea of creating perfect mental images or vivid scenes. Yes, vivid scenes do create stronger subconscious blueprints. But if you solely focus on those, you are missing out on the essential component of a successful visualization session, the feeling, or the state of wish fulfilled, as Neville Goddard calls it. Focusing too much on the perfect imagery can lead to frustration, especially for those who naturally are not equipped with the power to conjure strong visuals. Vision is just one of your 5 senses. If you cannot see it, then try to smell, touch, taste, or hear it. The revitalizing scent of the first raindrops on the soil, the warmth of the sun on your skin as you relish your cozy mornings, and the sounds of other people congratulating you for your success, they all work perfectly well. But whichever senses you rely on, don't forget that your real purpose and ultimate goal is to induce the feeling. So, the moment you replace the need to have perfect visuals with the quest to attain the feeling of a wish fulfilled, you change the game in your favor. This shift is incredibly powerful because it redefines your very approach to the whole process of manifestation. Rather than obsessing over the clarity and precision of the images you are trying to visualize, you move into a deeper, more intuitive space. And that is the place where the magic happens. For instance, if you are indulging in visualization sessions to heal yourself from a disease, your focus must be on reaching that feeling of being a healthy person. Doesn't matter if you can see yourself being healthy or not. What matters is if you can feel the end state deep in your mind and body. The end state means you feel healthy in your mind, body, and spirit. It means you activate all the positive emotions and feelings you would embody if that were your reality. Remember, it's all about tricking your brain into believing in a reality when it is physically not there yet. The feelings you embody in your visualization sessions are key because they serve as a signal for your subconscious mind. The senses are your allies, but the feeling is your destination. Each time you tune into the electromagnetic field of your heart, you amplify the power of your intention, which creates a strong magnetic force that pulls your desires towards you faster. Step 3. Reinforce elevated emotions throughout the day. If you want fast results with your practice, then it is not enough to engage in visualization once and spend the rest of your day disconnected from your desired future. This one mistake causes delays in your manifestation process. And that is why so many people give up on their visualizations altogether. It is certainly not advised to engage in a few minutes of practice, only to follow it up with emotions and feelings that are contradictory to your desires. That is against the very rules of reality creation. In the realm of reality creation, you cannot manifest what you want. You can only manifest who you are being and the dominant vibration you are giving off all the time. So, move away from the idea of attracting something external based on your desires, and instead place the focus on who you become in the process. Dr. Joe Dispenza gave us a very powerful equation for successful manifestation. It involves combining a clear desire with an elevated emotion. In his words, we know that it takes a clear intention, a coherent brain, and an elevated emotion, a coherent heart, to begin to change a person's biology from living in the past to living in the future. That combination of mind and body, of thoughts and feelings, also seems to influence matter, and that's how you create reality. While you need to clarify your desire only once, it's the latter part of the equation that requires serious effort. The elevated emotional state has to be maintained not only while you are sitting with your eyes closed, but also when you're interacting with the 3D world with your eyes open. You don't need to feel constantly excited or be in a state of ecstasy all the time. That would become emotionally taxing very soon. A rather rational approach is to cultivate a powerful yet grounding emotion like gratitude. Like if you are practicing visualizations for achieving financial freedom, then you must feel grateful for that money and prosperity during other parts of your day. The financial freedom you desire hasn't shown up yet. Still, you are calibrating yourself with its energy in anticipation. That's how the master manifestors think and act. They do not wait for the thing to arrive to feel thankful. They feel grateful first and then see it come into fruition. So, are you going to apply this 3-step protocol for visualization? It is so powerful that if you do it sincerely, you can expect to see changes as early as 2 or 3 days.